have to tell you that I had the honor and the pleasure to travel with him to Europe recently, to the G20 conference and to NATO and to the EU and finally to Turkey and Iraq. It was an extraordinary experience to see not just the way the world's leaders received President Obama, but to see the way average citizens in these various countries received him. And there were tangible benefits immediately in terms of more money. We pushed hard for more money for the IMF so that we can help struggling economies, more money for impoverished developing nations who are having such a hard time, food security programs. All this came out of the G20. The United States played a leadership role in that. I think there was an enormously attentive audience for the President's new strategy in Afghanistan and Pakistan, in part because he's followed through on his commitment to wind down the war in Iraq and to finally bring that episode in our history to a close. I think he got there's been a lot of discussion in the past few days about these Office of Legal Counsel documents as they relate to enhanced interrogation tactics and the President's decision to release them. But I think that his decision to put an end to those tactics at the beginning of his presidency and to close Guantanamo sent a strong message throughout the world that America is going to live by its ideals. And so as he traveled the world, that and his openness and his willing to engage, to listen and not just to lecture, has created a new receptivity to him, to our interests, to our shared interests around the world. And our visit to Turkey reflected that as well. As you know, Turkey is an extraordinarily important ally of the United States, but those relations have been strained because of the war in Iraq. And the President's work there in making clear that our struggle is with al-Qaeda and extremism and not with Islam was an important message to be delivered, and the reception was very, very strong. In fact, everywhere we went, town hall meetings in Strasbourg and the speech in Prague on nuclear proliferation and his commitment to put us on a track to eliminate nuclear weapons as a threat to humanity, all very well received along the way. And this is a change for our country, and we just saw it in this past weekend. I think some people misinterpret what happened this past weekend. I think the real message of what happened this past weekend, whether it was the Cuban regime's response to the President's decision on remittances, or the overtures from President Chavez, I think what's happened is anti-Americanism isn't cool anymore, and people now, because this president has not only engaged the leaders of the world, he's engaged the people of the world.